Hello everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood gamer here, the Silent Killer. Today I'm going to be talking about great tips to help you improve your gameplay in Blackout. This is also my first YouTube video, so please bear with me. I'm learning as I go, and I hope everyone enjoys. The first tip I want to talk to you about is jumping in or dropping in. First, you want to have a location where you're going to be dropping to. So during the staging area, you need to pick a spot. And always have a second dropping point as well, because you always want to have a backup spot just in case your original spot is a hot drop. And what I mean a hot drop is several different teams dropping there at once. Now that you understand that picking a spot is very important, let's work on your flying, because that is key to getting to where you need to go. Because I can't tell you how many times I have not landed with my crew. And you know, in Blackout, that can make or break a game, because you can land somewhere by yourself and get killed and have no one to back you up. Or you're not there to back up your team and they all die and you're the only one left. So that is crucial. You always want to drop together. Alright, now let's go over the two different types of dropping and flying. So what I mean by two different drops, there's instant drop, that's what I call it, and the smart drop. So instant drop is as soon as you see the helicopters on the screen, you want to hold down X. And I only recommend doing this type of drop if you're going somewhere straight along the line or if you're going somewhere straight below you. By holding X, it allows you to be one of the first people out the door. And the smart drop is like a split second after that, you can start to turn your camera angle by using the right analog stick. So if you're heading somewhere to the right or the left, you want to turn your right analog stick until you face that direction and then hit X to drop. Now that you're out of the helicopter, you need to build up your speed so that you may reach any destination in the map. To do so, you want to move your right analog stick all the way down so that you're looking straight at the ground. Then you want to push up on your left analog stick to increase your speed. A good speed is anywhere between 65 and 72. So once you reach somewhere in between there, you want to start to push up on your right analog stick so that you level out and start gliding across the map to the destination you pre-picked in the staging lobby. Alright, weapons. Now I'm going to touch base a little bit on weapons. I do want to say that weapons are completely different from multiplayer and Blackout. So something that's good in multiplayer may not be good in Blackout. My tip here for y'all is to only use weapons that you are comfortable with and good with in Blackout, because having a good weapon is crucial. Here's a couple of guns that are always going to be good in anybody's hands. I can give you a couple of weapons that people usually go to in Blackout. For assault rifles, you got the SWAT, the KN, and the Rampart. For tactical rifles, you got the ABR. For SMGs, you got the Spitfire and the Demon, or Damon, however you want to pronounce it. For shotguns, you got the Mach 12. It can drop somebody in 2 hits most of the time, unless they got level 3 or a trauma kit on. And for snipers, you got the Paladin and the Outlaw. The Paladin, of course, is going to hit way harder. But if you're not good with snipers, I recommend the Outlaw because it's got that fast trigger pull. And guns I don't recommend are definitely pistols, unless that's the only thing you can find. And I'm not sure about the LMGs right now because I know they just got a buff. So they're probably very good against vehicles, but I don't know how they do against other enemy players. Alright, let's talk about the circle. Now, the circle can make or break you. It can love or hate you. We all know this. And if you don't, you will soon find out. In regular modes, the circle isn't too bad. The tips I'm going to tell you apply to all game modes. And especially in the game modes like ambush or close quarters frenzy, the circle is a lot quicker and it moves a lot faster. So, if you're outside the circle, you always want to pay attention to the timer underneath the map on the left hand side. And you always want to loot as quickly as you can and start heading towards the circle. If you're very far, I recommend you find a vehicle so you can get there quickly. And you never really want to be in the center of the circle, because then you're going to have everybody heading towards you. So I always recommend being on the thin part of the circle. That's where you got your white circle where you need to go, and then the blue circle outside of that is different shaped. So on one side it can be way far from the white circle, and on the other side it's going to be like very close to it. You want to be on the side that's very close to it, because that side is going to move slower than the other side, because the other side has more ground to cover, so it's going to move a lot quicker. And on that side it's very hard to outrun the circle. And that's generally the rule of it. But what I really recommend, in all honesty, for game modes like ambush and close quarters frenzy, I recommend that you wait for the circle to pop up and pick somewhere inside the circle so you don't have to worry about running to the circle. Or pick somewhere on the edge of the circle so you don't have far to go. And if you do that, you got more time to loot, and you don't always gotta keep running. You don't want to spend your whole game just running towards the circle. That's the thing, you don't want to keep running towards the circle, because then you're not very good at looking at your surroundings and what's going on, because you're too busy trying to run and not die. And then you got other people inside the circle just waiting to pick you off, or then you got people coming from the side of you or behind you also trying to run into the circle as well, so then you get shot from those directions. So just to cut all of that out, I recommend you just stay in the circle. Alright, for the next tip is called attention to details. A pro player is always paying attention to their environment and looking at the smallest details, giving them feedback so they know what move to make, what move not to make. For example, vehicles. When they haven't been used, their lights are not on. But when somebody has used them and parked, their lights stay on. So when you pull up on a location and you see a vehicle and the lights are on, that means that somebody's either in that building or somebody was in that building. You can go about it either one or two ways. First way is, if you know that they're in the building and you want kills and you got good loot, go ahead and take them on. Surround the building, throw a couple of grenades in there or whatnot, flush them out, get some easy kills. Second way is, if you're not looking to get into a fight right now, then I recommend skipping that place and going to find another location to loot. Which leads me to my next tip in this section. You always want to peep out the building before you go in. Look for broken windows, open doors, and even look to see if there's loot still inside. This is my last little tip for this section. I'm going to go over sound. You always want to be aware of your sounds in the environment, so I recommend you get a decent pair of headsets, or at least turn your TV volume up. One of the things you want to keep an ear out for are vehicles approaching. Vehicles are pretty loud in this game mode, so you can hear them pretty easily and hear what type of vehicle it is. You want to make sure nobody's trying to roll up on you, And if you're in the middle of a field, that's one of the worst places to be because they will try to run you over. And there's nowhere to take cover or escape from them. So your best bet is just to fight them. I recommend trying to hide behind a tree and just keep running around the tree and shooting the person on the vehicle. Second, mesh mines. You can hear mesh mines. So you always want to pay attention to that. You always want to look out for them in key locations like bridges, places like that you know people will cross. Alright, the next tip I want to get into is strategy. There's all different kinds of strategies. From people dropping to high spots to get as many kills as quickly as they can, to people playing the long game and camping in the bathroom. Well, whatever your strategy is, I'm not going to knock it. They all work in its own way. They all have its ups and downs. But the strategy I want to talk to you about is how to approach a battle situation. Now, there's all kinds of different ways to approach a battle situation. But the one that I recommend, that I use a lot, and it's very strategic, is, if anybody has played Brothers in Arms would know this, called flanking. So what I recommend and what I do is I get 2 or 3 guys focus on the enemies ahead to keep their attention, and then 1 or 2 guys go around and flank them from the side or from behind, because they're going to be too busy distracted on the fire coming in front of them to be worried about what's coming from the side or behind them. And that right there is a very good strategy to keep in mind when facing the enemy squad. And my last tip for this video is confidence. Confidence is a major key to winning all your gun battles. Other than what kind of gun you and the enemy has, what kind of armor you and the enemy is wearing, and the distance between you and them, confidence is going to play a major key into winning that gunfight. Because someone who is more confident in the gun battle is going to be more calm and collective and able to think clearly, which in return will make them more accurate with their shots. And also being more confident will allow you to push the enemy when they're trying to heal or when they think that you're trying to heal, which in return will catch them off guard and get you the kill 99% of the time. Now, don't disregard that this is a high risk, high reward battle tactic. If you're feeling confident in your skills and in your team members, why not go ahead and push them? Your team will get your back and revive you if you go down. Alright, that's all my tips for today. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will do my best to get to them all. Now we reached the end of the video, and at the end of my videos I always want to leave off on a positive note. I'm gonna call this food for thought. Life is hard, but what makes life worth it is if you have a passion for something. If you have a dream, goals, aspirations, something to keep you moving forward, something that makes you happy when you wake up, that's what's worth it at the end, because there's nothing worse than having regrets. I'm gonna go ahead and quote my favorite artist, J. Cole. If you let them kill your dreams, it will haunt you. So don't let your dreams haunt you. You got something that you love, do it. Because you never know when your time is up. So might as well do something you love. So thank you again for watching my video. Please like and share. I'm gonna let the rest of the video play. There's only a couple seconds left. I hope you enjoy, and I hope you have a good day. This is the Silent Killer, signing off.